Hey everybody, Josh, your Haylett RV, 5,965 pound, big honkin' stickin' tin camper with a private rear bunk room and super slide, only 5,965 pounds. That's crazy stupid light. And we're actually gonna start inside this one with the slide closed, which I don't normally do, but I wanted to show you, there's a couple things this one does a little different that gives it I think actually really good road mode travel access to pass the Cracker Barrel test. First of all, if you're looking at that slide wall, this is a shallow slide. It's not a full 3-foot deep classic super slide. Now it is a sofa dinette slide. You might notice the dinette is a little abbreviated. It's a little more shallow than some other dinettes, but that is also what allows us to walk straight through here and get all the way to the back of the bunkhouse without touching the slide out. Normally, private bunk, things like this, they are not travel accessible with the slide closed. So then the last piece of the puzzle remains the bathroom. Now, full admission, the door can't open completely, but if you skinny butt your way through here, which is a technical term I learned in RV nerd school, and don't get me wrong, with my bulbous dad bod, it took me a little doing to get around there. But in an absolute emergency situation, especially a smaller kid could fit through here. They could get onto the toilet where I'm sitting right now, or they could, you could send them back to the bunk room. Again, it's different, it's uncommon. And they had to make some interesting decisions to get there with the slide out. But if what you're looking for is private bunks and travel access, there's not a lot of campers that combine those features. She's got central air for when the weather gets warm like today. Unfortunately, on just battery power, you're not going to run that central air. And again, we saw that super slide all closed up. This is the slide open. And it's maybe not as cavernous and spacious as many full deep slide models, but it's enough. Remember though, you are using a shallow dinette. Now it's a full 7-foot long bed. So if you need to fold that down to a sleeper, that is adult sized, which is cool, but it's just not as deep. It's not like a 42-inch depth. I'm eyeballing it. I think it's about a 3-foot deep slide, but I can't guarantee that. You do have all sealed edge press membrane countertops though, and that is really as a result of this being a lot of people don't realize this. I wonder if you, do me a favor, leave me a comment, let me know if you did or did not know this. Did you know that Shasta is actually a subsidiary of Coachman? A lot of people don't realize that. This is basically the, I guess, I don't want to say scaled down Catalina, because that sounds like I'm throwing darts at somebody. It's just the simple series, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this is like an LS trim package instead of an LT, if that makes any sense. You notice the lack of shower wall surround paneling. So what do you do? You're telling me every time I take a shower, I'm going to damage my walls? No. RVs existed like this for a long, long time, for decades. All you do when you're done taking a shower, wipe down the walls with your towel, then just make sure you open that vent and turn the fan on, and that's an easy vent to upgrade to a higher velocity fan if you're inclined. I do like that extra countertop and that cutaway, though. That is a nice little find. And that's kind of what you're going to find on this camper. It does the essentials pretty well with just a couple daily use enhancements, like that nice pantry space there. I would say it would be good for bunk space. Notice that we have just curtains instead of doors. I suppose if somebody's really hot to trot on that, you could probably find a door to add on to it. Above the camp kitchen here, we've got a little rainy day entertainment station, as well as a lot of storage. Actually, that's something that this one does very well. And one of the things I was curious about is, does that bed lift right there? No, that bed does not. These are all fixed bunks. What is nice though, look at that bunk headboard wall. There's some really cool storage going on right there with the middle space that we have right here. Look at that nice little that's a short hanging closet though. Although I guess that being said, it's not like kids need really tall clothes, and most of the time I'd probably add extra shelving in there, because I think you need dresser space like that more than you need hanging storage in some things. Now what's kind of cool here is Mom and Dad have a lights out switch. And again, that's what I'm saying. This does the essentials, but with a couple nice touches. You're noticing, though, there's still a couple lights on in here. There are single lights for each bed, which are basically, you know, local click powered, and kind of turn those off and on, separate from like our main ceiling cabin lights. So if you let one of the kids stay up or one of them needs a light or something like that, they don't necessarily disturb everybody. This is only a 6.5 foot interior height. I used to call that standard height, but so many RVs now are 6'9" tall. I don't know. I guess I just need to start pointing it out and just letting you decide what's standard, what's not, etc. Give you a look at the kitchen space here. Let's actually start inside the microwave. Overall, the appliances look really clean. I noticed one of the stovetop burners looks like it's been used a little bit, and the outside refrigerator could use a quick wipe down. Other than that, it looks pretty good in here. Oh, by the way, this is easy to miss. Actually, I don't think my own team members missed this. All the original owner's manuals are in that handy little folder up there. The TV is actually a little bit of a surprise to find in a basic camper like this. Now, obviously, that's a bit of a neck wrecker entertainment center, but on a rainy day, or if you just need some noise, like, you know, I tell you what I do half the time. I turn my music or my TV into a radio. Every time I have a family get together, I'm playing Amazon Music. Amazon Music's classic rock barbecue channel is perhaps the best general, just like nobody gets offended kind of music station I think I've ever heard. I noticed that shade's a little boogered up, probably from the, that's a technical term, mind you, boogered up. Went to school a long time for that. Hang on, sorry, I just trailed off there. I'm trying to determine if this is an optical thing. There's a little, I don't know if you can see this. There's a little wave right there. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, I just discovered this RV's had a leak. And that sucks, and I'm really sorry I didn't point this out sooner. But where did that come from? So water works down, so I like to start up. Okay. Termination strip. That's what did it. So where this roof line met the nose, there's a seam. Unfortunately, at some point that seam wasn't properly maintained and some water got down through here. Now, we've had some wicked rain lately. If it was still actively leaking, I think that there'd still be some moisture in there. Everything feels dry and crispy, not wet and spongy. I am sorry I missed that and didn't catch it before now, but just like this, we're going to do it live. If I see something, I'm going to say something. Now, she's late model, and thankfully doesn't look like it's just been stored in an easy bake oven. You know, the skin, the decals, that stuff still looks pretty darn good. I believe this originally had a manual tongue jack. I think that is an aftermarket upgraded power tongue jack. Simple little side solar prep plug there in case you want to get a portable panel and chase the sun. Up front, you do have a full pass-through that does go partially below the bed. Sometimes it's nice because it gives you bigger storage. Sometimes that can lead to a little lack of support under the master bed. It is really not hard to add a post or something there to bulk that up if need be. And again, take a look at that slide out. That is really one of the secrets in the sauce on this thing. Instead of a full deep slide like that Bullet has right there, you can see how that slide's a little more shallow. It ends up saving a ton of weight, interestingly enough, which is one of the main ways that they're able to keep the weight in check on this one. Now, obviously, the fact that it's not been over-equipped in any way, this is a very simple package. It has the essentials, like we have a power awning. It originally had the traditional fold-out steps. Some folks added the stable steps to it, but if you're not a stable step enthusiast, the original steps are still here. That's kind of one of the cool things about a stable step upgrade. It's very easily retrofitted back to the original setup right there. And a full-size camp kitchen. Now, to me, what constitutes a full-size camp kitchen is the bigger refrigerator like we're looking at right here. But what's nice is I think that this does qualify for at least a full-featured camp kitchen as well, since this does have a real draining sink, and I love that wide-open counter space right there. Pair of plywood full extension drawers, and I tell you what, this is a simple series camper. You know, it was built for a price point. It was built to be lightweight. It was built to do the job. It's a camper, not a glamper, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a camper guy, not a glamper guy. Don't get me wrong, I like glampers, but if I'm actually pulling the trigger, my tight backside, I'm going camping, not glamping. You know, I'm going to stay at the neighbors in their glamper, but, you know, this gets the job done. But a couple little things like that, like the sink in the outside kitchen. You know, a couple key things where you really need them really impress me. And I tell you what, the camper that I have is a basic camper, not a fancy glamper. And if there's one thing I wish I could change on it, I wish mine had an outside shower. This one having that full outdoor shower that is hot and cold, really nice. She's backup camera ready. The roof is walkable, by the way. There's just no factory allowance for a ladder here, so you need to get a separate ladder that you just, you know, climb up and step over onto the roof. And one more thing I just want to point out, because it's often very misunderstood, is that this doesn't, nothing in this class is like Four Seasons. This has no specific underbelly enclosure package protection. Again, this is basic camping, just the facts, ma'am. Spring, summer, fall, let's get the kids out. When the kids are out of school in the summertime, you only got a little time to camp. That's where something like this is great. Just because something doesn't have all the equipment in the world doesn't make it a worse camper or bad. Too often in our society, we associate widgets and whiz-bangs with quality or fancy or something like that, you know what I mean? There's redeeming value in being basic. You're saving weight, you're saving cost, you're making your towing experience easier, you're making your buying experience easier. There's nothing wrong with those things. That's where this one comes in right here. And especially in a pre-owned market where you're not paying the new RV price tag, but it's late model enough, you can probably still qualify for same as new financing. I have to say pending credit approval at this point to satisfy the lawyer muckety mucks, but there you go. I've said it. So when you're ready, we're ready. You need to know something else, give our team a call. We'll take extra pictures. We'll get measurements, whatever you need. Hopefully this has been beneficial for you. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. I'm gonna go cool off.